Okay, so this is our custom hardware built from Atmel ARM microcontroller, and we're briefly gonna just take a peek at the board itself. So here we see central processor unit, see some RAM, some Ethernet controller, micro SD card, and few other peripherals. So we here attached few buttons for Android control, so some home, back, menu and similar buttons, and on the other side we have an RS232 controller. To this port is connected an RFID reader, which will be useful for us in later stages of application. From other peripherals we have 3 USB ports, 1 Ethernet port, one spare RS232 port which we are not currently using. We can power this device from USB or from external supply, as we are going to do in this case. So I'm going to power up this device. So this is a 400 MHz processor, and we will see how it's booting. So the first stage booting is Linux kernel booting. We see an image from a Linux kernel. And the second stage booting goes to Android, higher level of booting. Okay. So now we see some animations, and these animations are from Android. Okay. While the system is booting, we can tell something about the player tracking system which we made the demo for. So we figure out that the player tracking system we can show on this demo would be something like detecting a player's card and showing some useful information about tracking of his games or of his money in, money out, and maybe rewarding the player with a bonus if the system detected that he is a good player. Of course, good player for casino in terms of casino owners. Okay. We will use a simple RFID card. Similar cards are used in casinos all over the world. These can be smaller cards. The chip, the RFID chip itself, is just a little portion of this card, but it's put in this plastic, so it would be easier to carry. Okay, now we can start the application. Okay, the application is named Player Tracking System. And when the application is started, of course this would be started automatically when the system is brought up from power on, and the system goes in so-called promotion mode. So this is promotion mode, or something like a mode for commercial. This could be a bunch of plain PNG images or flash animations, or even a video streamed from a local or a remote server. This is when the application is locked, and we will call promotion mode or commercial promotion mode. Okay, so the system will go from this to this screen and a few other screens. Currently we have just these 2 screens. Okay, the system is activated when a player card is detected. So when the player card is detected, the systems, the player tracking systems, ask for a remote server for this unique ID for player cards, and when the remote server responds, we present a login screen to a player. Currently there is only an enter pin screen, and if the player removes the card, the system detects this event and goes into lockdown. So we will check this something. So this is our RFID reader, and we will do something like this. As we see, the system detected us and waits for our login number. Okay, say the player doesn't want to log in to this screen, he would put away his card, and the system again detects that the card is no longer on the reader. Again, if a player reconsiders and wants again to go into the system, okay, we see that the system identified us and again is looking for a PIN number. So we will put a PIN number, and the system is going to welcome, so-called welcome screen, where the system looks in the database and find out that this player is a big spender. We will see that on the next screen. Currently we see that the system recognized us as a player called John McLean, that we are VIP. We are a VIP player, okay? And say we want to go to the next screen. Okay, the system recognized us as a big spender and rewards us with €100 bonus credit for us to play in this game. So the system is not giving us the money, rather is giving us the money for spent in the next game. Okay, this is how we call the main menu screen. Here we would see some sort of animation like carousel or similar method for animating options, like on iPhone or other Android-like phones. Currently we see only two available options. This is promotion, okay, and player status. We would select promotion for our first. Here we see a few menu options. Again, this would be animatable, and